the surgeon's office
and
for a
Tampa.
checkup.
We were all, it's a small waiting room, so everyone was in there talking. And this one guy asked me what happened to me. I said I was in a jet ski accident. Everyone just goes, "You're the girl from the news." Like,
Well, literally everybody in the waiting room went, "Oh!"
What's that like for you?
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a celebrity in a way.
I remember all of it.
You remember all of it?
The whole thing.
The aftermath and everything.
I think I lost memory once they were about to put me into surgery after I got to the emergency room.
Right after it happened, you started yelling and you realized what had happened to your leg. I mean, what can you tell me about what that experience was like, or what was going through your mind?
Just mainly trying to get out of the water. That's what I was freaking out about. I couldn't really see it because through the water, but I could feel that it was gone. At first I was scared, but then I just felt like, well, it's happened, so I'm just going to have to move on with it.
Was there like a particular moment when you got to the point you could accept the reality of it, of what had happened?
I don't really remember a moment, but it was just more after I started gaining memory of being at the hospital.
Do you still have much pain in your leg?
Not near as much as I used to.
What was the pain like at first and when you were in the hospital?
Like really bad. I couldn't even move it like on my own. And then it was still really painful a couple of weeks after I got home. Like the past 2-3 weeks it's gotten better.
Yeah, the past 2 weeks there's been remarkable recovery. Her donor site from her skin graft is healing really good, like a lot just within the last several days. And the incision on her back is almost healed, where they had to take a muscle out to attach it to the end of her leg. That's healing well, and the skin graft itself is healing really good. So.
Do you still feel your whole leg? I mean, you hear about people that...
Not really. I haven't had much of phantom pain.
One of the things that I found is that when you have a traumatic amputation, they don't know why, but you don't have as much phantom pain as you do if you have a surgical amputation. There's really no explanation, but I mean that's pretty much been the case for her. She has had some sensation recently where she can feel, what did you tell me the other day, you could feel that your big toe?
Yeah, almost like a muscle spasm kind of.
But it wasn't like pain, but she could still feel it.
What kind of thoughts did you have about how your future might be different now because of what happened?
I just kept thinking I wasn't going to be able to play volleyball again or do all the stuff I did before.
Was that I think I read that was the first thing you said?
That was one of the first things she said to me was, I'm not going to be able to play volleyball, because she was anticipating being on the varsity squad this year and going to camp in July, and volleyball tryouts and conditioning starts in August every year, and that was one of the first things she said, I'm not going to be able to play volleyball again. I said, yes, you will. You absolutely will. And you know that now, right?
The response you've had from your classmates,
it's been awesome.
And your friends.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah.
And my school had a big volleyball game fundraiser for me because I was on the team there. And the Shane's fundraiser, Louis Papa's,
and then the
car wash,
the bracelets that they made.
The varsity captain started those.
The volleyball team sold those at school and sold out the first set of them in a matter of minutes, I think. But it's just been amazing, the outpouring of love and support from our friends, our family, the community. I mean, we always knew Lakeland was a generous community and a giving community, but we had no idea. I mean, it's just been absolutely phenomenal. We can't thank everybody enough, for everything they've done.
Do you think you'll be part of the team but just not playing, or, I mean, like go to their games?
I know, I'm definitely going to go to their games.
Yeah, her team and her coach, they've been so supportive.
And they all signed a ball and brought it to me.
Yeah. It's funny because all throughout this whole thing there seems to be a volleyball connection. Her surgeon, Dr. Saji, played volleyball in college. And then yesterday, the prosthetic tech at Shriners,
Has a daughter that plays volleyball my age.
a 14-year-old daughter who plays volleyball as well. It's like, okay, that's pretty cool.
When you first got home, you were probably, I think Whitney said you were still kind of not really up for seeing visitors.
Yeah.
But at this point, have you seen a lot of your
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
friends?
Almost every night we have somebody spending the night.
Really?
And I had told her that early on. I said, yeah, and that's a good thing about it being summer, you know. I said, you can have somebody spend the night with you every night if you want. And so she's taken advantage of that, which is great, you know. And we've been going and doing things. You know, she has physical therapy 3 to 4 times a week, so that's takes up a lot of our time during the day. And then typically after physical therapy, we'll go pick up one of her friends, and they'll come back home with us. And
So what are your kind of milestones you're shooting for?
Getting up and walking this year.
well, our first milestone is we want to be able to get fitted for her prosthetic.
Yeah.
We went to Shriners yesterday.
Just not being able to walk and get up and do things for myself.
Do you get frustrated about that, or?
Sometimes.
I don't think as much now as the first couple
Yeah.
of weeks, because she's able to do so much now that she wasn't able to do when we first got home. The big turning point in her attitude and her recovery was when she realized that they did not have to take her leg above the knee.
Yeah.
Because there was that point, you know, there was so much infection that they were battling. And when the muscle graft failed, they had told us at that time that the next surgery they were going to go in and they were going to have to take it above the knee. And apparently when they got in there, part of the muscle that they had attached, they were able to save enough of it to use that, because the bone has to be wrapped with muscle in order to support that weight with the prosthetic. But that was absolutely an answered prayer. That was a miracle.
I'm a little bit sore every day after, but it's not anything I can't tolerate.
Because, you know, with a mom, you watch and, you know, see other people's responses, and then I look at her to see her response, and she's been just fine with it, you know. Like she said, it is what it is, right? And you just have to move forward with that.